Welcome to Timber&Terra. I'm Glenn, and this is my beaver dam. So this is the second time that I've had beavers put a dam across this road. The first time was a couple months ago. That's in a different video. I'll link it in the description. But it's been about 2 months I've been beaver free. But something has returned. I've not seen them. I do have some game cameras set out there to figure out if it's a mating pair again, if it's a single guy, if it's trio, who knows what. So hopefully I'll figure that out. But I did contact my neighborly beaver remover, and he said he will take care of it in the next week or so. As I mentioned in the other video, I wouldn't mind a beaver pond, a beaver dam, if it was just out in the middle of the woods bothering nothing. But that's my road. That's number one. Number two is the way they build the dam. Instead of the water going in the stream bed where it should, it's gonna flow out off the sides like it is here. Some of this actually is washed out because of that, I think. Some of this was from the flood we had in July. I filled some of it back in. But I need to put a lot more of that gabion stone, or it's like 8-inch, 6 to 8 inch, 6 to 10 inch size crushed rock, so that it doesn't keep eroding back. But they've been busy. This one, I think, this one spreads out a bit farther, and I think it is a bit deeper than the other one. I don't know if you can see through the reflection, but the road edge sort of goes right along there. Normally I would be high and dry, so I guess it's only about 6 inches, so maybe it looks higher than it is. And here it's a bit higher, maybe 6 or 8 inches. But the further they build it out, the higher they build it, the water's going to go off there and off there, and that's not going to be good. Over here is the remnants of the previous dam. There were two revisions of that dam, or one initial and one revision. And I pushed both of the stuff over, both the dam materials over here. They've chosen not to reuse it. I guess just that's not their nature. These few logs here, they're 16-footers, I cut up. That was a tree that the previous beaver clan had fell from right there, that stump. They fell it right across the road here, so I cut it up into 16-foot lengths, and I can see now the new beavers have taken the opportunity to steal some of my firewood. Looks like they've gnawed on some of the bark for food. So it'll be interesting to look at the videos to see if there's anything I can see. One thing of note, the last beavers that were here, you could come down here and more often than not, like 2/3 of the time, you'd see them out here swimming around in the daylight, which I understand is not normal for beavers. So I've been down here 3 or 4 times and I've not seen them in the daylight. So I'm guessing if I do have game camera footage of them, it'll be at nighttime, so it may not be YouTube worthy, but we'll see. So I'm at the other end of the pond now. Over there is the dam that we were just at, and this is their hut. This was a hut that the previous beavers used, but that is fresh mud, so I'm guessing that's what they do to sort of waterproof the roof. This hunk here actually was an overturned root that I cut down a tree several years, probably 10, maybe 12 years ago now, and ended up upside down here, so they probably just used that opportunity as a nice hollow for a beaver hut. Additional evidence. But no sign of the beavers themselves. Looks like Vera's interested in something. What do you smell there, girl? Well, the water's actually lower than it was yesterday. I forgot to bring my camera down and I walked down here, but the water had been up here. Hopefully you can see sort of the real wet, muddy areas. And the water was coming around here. And that's really the problem I have with the dam, is that it's going to erode my road. Wash my road away, because it's really intended for the water only to go where most of it's going now. But yesterday there was some running over here. And sort of washing out this area here. You can perhaps see that there's some washed out areas. And over there as well, where the water is actually going right underneath, or right near that that birch, piece of birch tree. This dam is bigger. I guess I've let it go further than the first time I did this earlier in the summer. It's wider, it's taller. Looks like it's a bit more watertight than the other one. But I'll have to take care of this. So they've actually gnawed quite a bit more of this tree than when I was here last and videoed. They stole some pieces and took them away. I'm not sure where all their paths are, where they're getting materials. One of the paths, the previous set of beavers was right in there, which it doesn't look as though they're using that same path. I don't see any here along the road. But they only like the young bark, evidently, because these larger pieces of that same poplar tree that they have not touched. So this is where that poplar tree came from, right here. And this was a tree that they were gnawing on to be next to fell, but the current residents don't seem to be interested in that. Well, there were a pair of beavers here, and I mean were. They're gone now. I did pay the same guy to remove these as the last pair. So now it's time to reclaim my road and add to my beaver dam material collection, which is right here. I'll probably push this a bit further out, but it'll make good compost at some point. So let's remove this and watch the water flow. It really smells when I disturb it. It's already starting to decay. So this is where the water should run. I have a little bit flowing over there that I don't want, that I'll have to fill in with some gravel or maybe some more clay. I'm not sure, but it really should be running here. See, my road there is starting to become more visible. So it won't take long. It's a small pond. It might take 10 or 15 minutes to sort of get down to the steady state level. And I'll clean the rest of this stuff up. And then figure out what I want to do with that washed out area where I currently put the rocks. So there's all the beaver dam remnants. That big pile there is actually an old stump, so that wasn't part of it. But all this mud, all these small sticks and twigs and leaves, all part of the dams. So that's basically what it normally looks like. It'll still slow down a bit. If we have a real dry spell in the summer, this actually stops running. This is not almost a perennial stream, if you might call it that, but not quite. But this is what it typically looks like. You can see now that area here, except for that little bit that's flowing in, is generally stays dry. So I think what I'll do, because I have some other work this fall with some crushed gravel that I'll put over top of that and pack it down well, and it'll probably look just like this stuff underneath the road. So the beavers did cut down a couple trees. You can see that one over there fell in, that one right there fell in. So that one there I'll probably drag out. This one may find its way over here and sort of lodge itself in the road. I'm guessing this won't be my last encounter with beavers, but it's interesting this, you know, since I've been down here working for the last 10 or 15 years, this year was the first year I've had beaver issues, and then I had 2 of them. So maybe word's getting around that this is a good spot. So I hope you enjoyed this reprise of Beaver Dam. Stay tuned for more fun on Timber&Terra. Thanks for watching this one.